What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about the top 5 most heavily shorted EV stocks in the market as of right now. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, I just wanted to kind of explain, I did go through all of these stocks. So I take a look at Tesla, Li, everyone and their dog. Just for this list, the top 5, I'm only including stocks that are above 100 million for a market cap, only because I feel like a lot of these stocks in the low end are kind of nearing the end, and as well during that time period they do tend to excessively dilute, which that does skew a lot of the numbers. So I feel like it's not really justified to put a lot of these stocks on there. So again, let me know your viewpoint on that. But starting off with stock number 5, you do have Xpeng, ticker is XPEV, sitting at $21.80. Over the last 1 month, it is up 15%, and then over the last 1 year, up 135.93%. Moving over to shorts, 6.02% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 38.34 million shares overall are being shorted. Short score is 58.62, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze. But based on this, you can kind of see shorts have been really piggybacking off of the fear. So a lot of Chinese EVs have been unveiling their earnings, and all for the most part signaling a little bit of a slowing for and bad future guidance. So shorts are definitely pouncing based on that. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 4.1 million shares. And the reason why I bring that up is typically if there is low amount of available shares, you could see some corresponding buying, as BlackRock, Vanguard, and a lot of other big names love to buy stocks just to lend out. So might not be happening with this stock, but still, nonetheless, let me know your viewpoint on this being stock number 5. Moving on to stock number 4 though, Polestar sitting at $1.07 over the last 1 year, down 34.36%. Over the last 1 month, down 6.14. Currently, 10.55% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 40.36 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of our average, 16.69. That is an annual rate, not a daily rate. And then short score is relatively high at 86.94. And just, you can kind of see, similar to Xpeng, shorts are really doubling down on just the large amount of fear in the broader market. So roughly taking it from 10% short interest or about 9.5 to where it is now at 10.55. So definitely shows a little bit more of a upward trend, but I think in order for a massive squeeze to occur, all of these, or just in general, a stock does need to have a good catalyst, whether it be on a macro standpoint or specific to one of these stocks. So on this video, I only go based on the top 5, based on the short interest. So if there is a good catalyst coming out for one of these companies and that you're aware of, drop that in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated. But through IBKR does indicate roughly around 4.1 million shares is available to be shorted. So Polestar is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3, you have NIO sitting at $4.50 over the last 1 year, down 10%. Over the last 1 month, it is down 2.17. Just had their earnings on Friday, did go down 4.46% as a byproduct of that. Shorts did increase 2.9 million shares that day. 15.86% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 211.79 million shares overall are being shorted. Short score, 76.51. And then cost to borrow average is 3.33. There's also a lot of good information up top here that I'm not necessarily going to go over, so feel free to pause the video, go through it if necessary. But definitely with NIO shorts, like they really want to destroy NIO because they went from 11.16% to a peak of looks like 15.98. So shorts are really pouncing all over NIO. So kind of crazy stuff for that. And then through IBKR does indicate in excess of 10 million shares. So you won't be seeing any buying as a byproduct of that. So NIO is stock number 3. Moving on to stock number 2, you have Rivian sitting at $11.60 over the last 1 year. It is green, up 3.85%. Over the last 1 month, down 11.55. So gaining some pretty good traction a little bit over the last 2 trading days, but 16.41% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 140.17 million shares. Short score is 76.85, and then cost to borrow average is very low. It always has been with Rivian, and that is 0.89%. Shorts have really been doubling or kind of returning quite a lot recently. So it went from around 19 or almost 20% short interest to where it is now. So that's kind of a positive thing. Maybe they are a little bit more optimistic on a Rivian behind the scenes, or maybe they're just trying to mitigate risk across the board. I'm not really sure. So let me know kind of why you feel that is occurring. But through IBKR does indicate roughly around 500,000 shares is available to be shorted. So maybe this week you could see some buying coming from big money, but still cost to borrow is fairly cheap, so it might not be in their best interest as well. So Rivian is stock number 2. And then moving on to stock number 1. For the most part, it's always been number 1 for the last or greater part of the last year, and that is Lucid, sitting at $2.42. Over the last 1 year, it is down 15.38, and then over the last 1 month, it is down 23.66%. So it's been hit quite hard, and during that time period, shorts have really been doubling down. Right now, 23.04% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 278.9 million shares overall are being shorted. For whatever reason, shorts did return on Friday 1.56 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 1.28. One thing I do want to bring up is cost to borrow minimum is negative, meaning that there is a broker out there physically paying people to short Lucid. So there is some signs of manipulation. Short score is 75.14, and for the most part, shorts have been kind of maintaining themselves, not really doing that big of swings. So yeah, I don't know, maybe they're just waiting for some big negative macro event to occur, but before they make some big move or whatever else. But through IBKR does indicate roughly around 3.9 million shares is available to be shorted. So let me know your thoughts. Do you own any of these top 5? Are you in it because of the fundamental company, or are you in it because of a squeeze? And do you think that there is any of these stocks like have a small chance of a squeeze, or do you think that shorts are pouncing over it for actual justified reasons? So let me know your thoughts. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.